Hey there guys, Alan at AM Details here, and I'm going to do a Q&A session. How this one came about was last night I gave everyone a shout out on the Instagram, and I've got Facebook on this screen. I did an Instagram one, and then we had a couple of guys in the shop that night. We were doing the fish, etc. And they says, here, why not go Facebook Live? You'll get a bigger reach, and then you can turn around and ask everyone to drop you some questions to answer below. So we did that as one as well. So I'm going to try and dive between the two. Maybe see if I can find 5-6 questions. Should maybe have put a timer on. Let's maybe see if we can do 10 minutes. 10 minutes of Q&A, something like that. So I've got until 22. So here we go. Let's open up the phone, flick through the Instagram and see what we've got. Do you treat or coat wiper blades with anything? Just give them a good clean. So Chalice28 on Instagram. Hi Alan, do you treat or coat wiper blades with anything, or just give them a good clean with some APC? Thanks, Adam. On that one, actually, for the first time in probably a year, we've had a G1 judder. So when we have cars come in, we just clean them down. So when we're outside, we give the wiper blades a cleaning over. Then when we've got them inside and we're doing anything with the windows, we'll give them, well, an APC wash outside, then inside we'll just use our glass cleaner or anything like that. You've got to be a bit careful with what you're using on and around your windscreen. For using things like panel wipes and stuff like that, a lot of these are silicone removers, and they can actually do some damage to the blades. So be careful with what you're putting on your blades. So we're just using APC and glass cleaner. And then to try and solve that problem, we actually put some G1 on wiper blades recently to solve a little bit of G1 judder we had. So I hope that helps answer your wiper blade question. You can use IPA and stuff as well. Just watch that it's not a silicone remover. What else have we got going on down here? Favourite car you've worked on so far, and what car would you mostly... Oh, we answered that one in a previous one. Luke Wesley, go and have a look at the other Q&As I chatted about. Well, it wasn't my favourite car, it was just a car that gave like the biggest turnaround. If we're on that subject, another cool one we did was a Freelander. We actually had a silver Freelander in. It came into us for enhancement and all the goodies. It was just really good to turn around. Literally a Freelander that gets used as a daily, silver Freelander, and just give it a really good overhaul. Give the inside a really good clean up, give the paintwork a 2-stage enhancement. I can't remember if it got G-Technic coatings on it, probably did on G1, etc. But it was just such a rewarding car. I'll try and give that a link below if I can find any pictures or information on that one. Really cool car. DJFS, that'll be Fraser. Spice Girls or Steps? Ooh, that's a toughie. This is one of them ones where you think, oh, I'm not entirely sure. But every time both them bands' music comes on the radio, you know all the words. Don't deny it. Probably the Spice Girls. Don't know why. What do you use to keep your beard trim? Beard trimmer. How do you boys do bikes? We can do bikes, but I am not a bike person, as in I appreciate a bike, but I wouldn't actually know how to start one, how to move one, anything. So it's more a thing of, yeah, we can work on bikes, but maybe the customer would have to be here, and it would be something we'd be trying for new. Not entirely sure what it's like machining a fender. And plus we have a lot of guys come in and they say, oh, we scratch the tank. And there's not really much point I see in us fixing that, because then your leathers are just going to wreck it again. So we can give you tips and advice on cleaning, and the AM Details range works great on bikes. We've got lots of bike customers, but I personally am not, like used to bikes, working on them, etc. So if the customer's here, then possibly we might sort something out. But because we've never done it, timescales, we wouldn't know pricing either. Be a tough one, but if you're really interested and keen, come down and see us and we'll try and see if we can sort you out. What else have I got on this one? I drive a car. So Sideways 46, I drive a drift car and the paint is swirled, scratched, chipped beyond belief. But am I hell paying for a machine polisher when that money could be spent on some more car parts? It's all about the skids. Anything you'd recommend to make it look better? It's a car that you're going to drive hard, obviously enjoy driving, you're not going to worry about clipping, etc. So then just, do the AMD protection. Let's get as much of the stuff off there we can. You get a lot of the tyre on the arches, a lot of tyre on the rear. Let's get all that off. I'll be robbing you know, like seeing the paint work. We have a lot of drifters that use our stuff, and their cars look really good. They'll trailer them all the way up, then they'll just wipe them down with AM detail and they'll look good. You're not looking for a swirl-free finish. No one's going to see how swirly your car is when you're getting it sideways on the camera. So all you're looking for is keep it looking clean, keep it looking glossy. And the best way for that is to actually do a protection first when you're at home. So, you know, decontaminate as far as you want to decontaminate fundamentally a race car, a track car, and then get glaze on there, seal and or wax, all perfectly safe to be used in and around your vinyls that you might have on there, on your wraps that you might have on there. If you've got matte wraps, then just stick to using the AM detailer. Definitely get the rain repellent on the windows. That's really good for when you're drifting. So if it's a rainy day, you're not having to rely on your wipers so much. And then when you're at track, just, you know, detailer wipe down. If you've got access to a hose, fantastic. But you just got to accept that it's a swirled car anyway. So if you're going to use the detailer as basically a waterless wash, you are, to the perfectionist, going to be inducing damage. But it's not as if it's been going off-roaded and it's swirled anyway, and you just want to make it look glossy and look nice when you're down at the track. So that is the advice that we give to the professionals and the amateur drifters. So that is my advice to you. Have fun. Tag us in some of your drifting stuff. We're really enjoying following the drifting scene at the minute. Keeping the beard trim sideways. How do you go about making new products, thinking up the products, testing the final product to use and sell? Okay, cool. So we are still working on the basic cleaning range. The range was an accident. I don't want to whiz into it too much as I've got 5 more minutes. I want to get onto the Facebook stuff, but it basically came about because I'm in the Highlands. It costs a lot of money to buy products up here. We used to buy in Poor Boys, Maguire's and all that sort of stuff, and I used to sell it to customers, but there wasn't much margin in it. Then accidentally, when I was at Blackburn University, bumped into some guys and we could work together on doing some stuff. That's why we don't have a full range. Sometimes I do wish I'd just gone to a mainstream car care supplier or something like that and maybe got the range in, and then we'd have a full range by now. So then I just got shampoos, wheel cleaners, basic things I was going to need, and then I knew I could make money on selling to my customers. So they were mainly going to want the maintenance stuff. How do I clean it afterwards, etc. Then we just started chatting, developing, working with other groups, and the other products came along. That's kind of how the products come along. We still make them all upstairs. So if we get a recipe or whatever, the raw material comes here, then we mix it all upstairs. So everything is done in-house. That's sometimes why you might see different variations, you might see different stuff going on. Until we get some more machines in, or until we can make it in larger quantities, then sometimes it's just a bit different. It's home brewed, basically. There was a couple other questions in the think up-to-date products testing. Okay, so then we had the initial wash range, and then as the demand came in for what people were wanting, we developed it then. And then how does it come about? We have a group. So we have a group of, I think it's about 15 people now, and then we also have the AM Details Network, which is the detailers that use all our stuff, and then we'll have local people here that use the stuff as well, and we get hold of something, we try something, we put it out there, people try it, we need a group of people that give us actual feedback, not just people that go, yay, love AMD, because we love you guys for doing that, but we need honest, you know, straight up feedback, even right down to the labels, to the packaging we put things in, the triggers that we use, the amount of trigger testing we go through. You notice in our early days, the triggers changed quite a lot. So we do all that sort of testing. For example, the AM dress, the engine bay dress, that was actually getting used by Team Beard 2 years ago at Afford Speedfest. That was one of the first sort of like rolling trials. Everyone was coming up to you going, you got any of that coconut stuff? That's all its code name was at the time. And then it needed a couple of tweaks, so it actually took a further 2 years until we got to that. That's not because it sort of like takes that long for the science to happen. You've got to remember that we're detailers primarily when I started. So you'll be churning over, doing the work, you know, getting through the diary enough to support the business. And then initially the chemicals were just a sideline of that. So we had to wait for a pot of funding to then look into getting another material in, maybe go and ask some people for some help, get some research on board. So it took some time to develop up, and now the range is what it is today. And it will just continue. I think we've nearly nailed the whole of the outside. I'd really like to get a tire gel. Dress is a great tire dressing, but I'd like to get a tire gel. But then you're into gels and the money there is phenomenal. And then I think we're nearly there with the exterior. We're going to do a couple of little tweak cool things. So we're basically rolling out something cool. I'll launch it in this Q&A for you. An air freshener for all the range, because people really like our scents. We have core fundamentals, try and make it look nice, work really easy for anyone from professional to enthusiast, and smell nice. So the scents that are in them, those oils we can't give to the companies that make the hanging one because they use different oils. So instead, our workaround is we have brought out the spray air freshener range. So you can get, say you like dress, that scent in your car to spray. So that's something we're launching this year. Hope that answered your question on that one. Hey there guys, so I'm really sorry, but just as I finished the Instagram questions, someone came in the shop, the beep went off and I got distracted. But I've just checked it out and it's a 10-minute long Q&A session, so hopefully you've enjoyed it. And if you have, then please do like and share it. Fire us a comment on what you think about the questions. We'll get some more interaction going. But what I will do is I'll go back and check out the Facebook ones. I'll do them as a separate one for next week.